Welcome to The Recovering Perfectionist, where you'll learn all the hacks you need to get started and finished on your business or project. You'll connect with successful entrepreneurs who are in perfectionist rehab, unapologetically experimenting and balancing life, business, family, and me time. I'm your host and Chief Recovering Perfectionist, Claire Barton. Hey everyone, it's Claire here. I am dropping in today to have a bit of a talk about trusting the process. It's a hashtag that I use a lot, but I want to explain what I mean by using it and why I use it, where it came from and all that sort of thing. I had a really great conversation in the last few days with someone about hashtag trust the process. And I just wanted to jump in and sort of talk a little bit more about it because it's really got me thinking and I've been kind of dwelling on it a little bit. So I just want to keep talking about it. So I think I first started seeing hashtag trust the process on Instagram like 1,000 years ago. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds a bit cute. I'll start using it. But it didn't really mean anything to me until, I don't know, maybe the last sort of 4 or 5 months where I really started to feel like I was seeing so many patterns in my business and in my mindset around my business that was going really up and down. So some weeks, and I'm sure everyone anyone who's done everything, but especially if you're a business owner as well, you do feel these massive highs and then these massive lows. And the massive highs are always like, I'm killing it. I'm really good at this. Everyone loves me. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be. I'm on purpose. I'm doing what feels natural. Money's coming in, all of that sort of thing. But then it almost always goes straight into a really big low. For me, it sort of seemed to anyway. And you kind of go from it like you sort of work, nice and steady, and then you like get to the top and then you do a massive plummet. And that in itself, just the fact that that was a process was really disheartening to me, and I found it really difficult to pick myself back up and kind of keep going. So when you kind of get to the bottom and you're like, this is too hard, I don't want to do it anymore, no one likes me, everybody hates me, I think I'll go and eat worms, that kind of thing, right? And and you know, being at that point is crap, but knowing that you've come from this huge awesome high down to this point is even more crap. Like just actually knowing that that's what the process is. The first couple of times that I realized this happened, I had these physical grounding moments. I'm going to explain what I mean by that, because at the time I didn't know what it was. I thought I just fell over a lot. And I put it out and I asked a few people, what's going on? Why is this happening? And these was the answers I got. But anyway, what happened was it was probably about a year ago, so early 2016, and I'd had this awesome week. Like I'd put a new offer out, a heap of people signed up for it. I'd said I would limit it to 5, and then I ended up getting so many people, I think I extended it to about 12. And so I had, awesome week, or a couple of weeks of income. I had awesome feedback going around, and lots of people were kind of referring me over the place and all that sort of thing. It was amazing. And then in one afternoon, I remember I was about to go and pick up my kids from daycare, and I walked into the supermarket to go and get like bread and milk or something ridiculously boring. And I was walking through and I was thinking, God, that's amazing. Only a couple of weeks ago I was thinking this is crap, and now I'm on cloud 9 and I'm all up here, and I'm all like, I literally felt like I was just gliding through the shopping centre, and like I'm a little bit famous now, and I'm kind of just rocking out, absolutely killing it. And next minute I slipped on a freaking grape and smashed my knee completely. My bad knee, like the knee that's always crap. I fell on the grape. Everyone just sort of stopped and looked over, and no one came to help. And then eventually I kind of pulled myself together, got my shit together, kept walking, limping. And then I had like 20 staff members who just ascended on me, and it was really overwhelming. I guess someone had gone and told them that someone had fallen over. And then I just got all teary, and I was like, in the back of my head, I was going, I knew this was going to happen. I was totally like floating around thinking, wow, I'm so high. Of course I had to come back down to earth physically. Whatever. Anyway, the rest of the afternoon, put some ice on, got the kids. I'd ordered sushi for them, got halfway home, remembered I'd forgotten the sushi. So I had to go back and get sushi, then drove and got halfway home again, and my little girl vomited all through the car, which got her upset, which got my son upset, and it all went to shit for the next several hours. I came home, I probably drank some wine, and cried in my undies and just was like, what the hell am I doing? This is ridiculous. I've just had an awesome week and now I've just fallen over and hurt my knee and my kids vomited in the car, and I was like, vomit, it's all disgusting. Anyway, there was a couple of other things that happened in the next couple of days as well, which were all the same sort of thing. Like I kept running into something, or I'd kick my toe, or I would, I think I slipped over on something else, or I tripped on something like in the shower or something. Like I kept literally physically coming back to earth. And I put a message out into a couple of Facebook groups, probably just one Facebook group, and said, what's going on? What's happening? Why is this? What have I done? Like, is this the universe trying to tell me something? And everyone was like, sounds like you kind of need to be grounded. Like, I was totally makes sense. I was kind of going off on this, I've had an awesome week. Everything's going to be great. And actually, I just needed to go, I've had an awesome week. Let's just kind of take stock, celebrate, and keep moving, rather than be like, woohoo, I've made it. And I was having this kind of moment. It didn't last for very long, but that's cool. Anyway, it just really made sense. I've kind of gone off on a bit of a tangent, as I always do. But I guess in that sense, it's kind of like that was the first part of that really shitty up and down process for me. That was the first one that kind of stands out in my head right now, that I go, okay, that was where it started. And from there on, then there was some more up. I mean, every other week, some ups and downs where you go through this massive cycle. And it used to, like I said, it used to really kind of get to me, because not just the downs were getting to me, but the actual process of being up and then being so far down was really getting to me. It was just like, it's so exhausting on your energy. The more it happens, though, the more I kind of feel like all of the down times and everything that happens in those shitty times, when you either you have that self-doubt or that shitty comparisonitis, or you start feeling like no one likes you, or no one likes your stuff, or your work isn't good, or people aren't giving you good feedback, therefore they must be thinking the feedback's bad, or you're not quite feeling aligned, whatever it is, right? Is all stuff that when you're open to it and when you're okay with that part of the process, is telling you and is giving you all that information of stuff that you've maybe just got a little bit distracted or a bit derailed, or you've tried something out and it didn't work, but that's okay, right? So that's the whole thing about experimenting and getting over this thing of having to do things perfectly the first time, right? So you try something, it does work, good on you, that's awesome. It doesn't work, who cares? Stop doing it. Like, you've had a grounding, you've had literally a grounding, or maybe not literally, maybe I'm the only one who falls over and like grapes in coals. But maybe you've had some sort of grounding where you've gone, oh, actually, that's not for me. That's not the thing that I was supposed to be doing, or it didn't quite feel right. So I just needed that little nudge somehow from the universe or clients or internally to say, actually, that wasn't the right thing to do. So without those down periods and without the process of up to down, I think we really miss out on that experiment and that opportunity to check in about where we're at, why we're there, what was it that kind of got us there, and that sort of thing. I'm probably talking in circles, but I hope this makes sense. So the more that I kind of recognized that was part of the pattern, that there was like this try, yeah, this is awesome. Oh, actually, that's shit. I'm not doing that anymore. It was a really great way for me to highlight, and it was a process over the year, right? But it was a really great way to highlight the things that I absolutely did not want to do because I didn't like them. I wasn't good at them. I couldn't be bothered doing them, and I didn't care about them. So those sorts of things were awesome. But at the start, I was like, yeah, that could be cool. Like, I've done that once or twice before. I can do it. Sounds like an okay thing to do. I tried it, didn't like it. End of story. Don't do it anymore. So that's the kind of, I would also talk about being a recovering yes girl as well as a recovering perfectionist. So that's ended up, helping me work out what are the things that go on my no list now. When you say to me, do you do this? I'm going to go, no, I don't do that anymore. Or I know, but I do know someone who can do it for you. Or how about I help you? I'll show you how to do it and then you can do it for yourself, or whatever. So it's just made it really clear so that my job and my business and my life, therefore, can be a lot more entertaining and fun and aligned. I'm not saying my whole life and business is fun. There's some things that I, don't particularly like, but I have to do, taxes, all that sort of thing. But it's just part of that sort of trust the process. So if you trust the process and be okay with the up to down and the whole being down thing, see what you can learn from it. Like, there's so much that it's a necessary part of the process when you're working out your business. I'm pretty sure no one rocks up and says, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to do A, B, and C and nothing else. And this is how I'm going to do it. And this is who I'm going to do it for. And this is how much I'm going to charge. And these are the systems I'm going to use. And this is how I'm going to plan my whole life. And they just do that forever. I'm pretty sure that's not how it happens for anyone. If there is, I'd love to hear from them because I feel like they would be gods. So anyway, I think it's all part of the experiment. It's all part of the process. Hashtag trust the process. Be okay with the downs. Be okay with the up to down, and just see what you can learn from it and see what you need to kind of stop and pause for effect, and glean from it and get from the information to make some decisions about what you do and don't want to do anymore. And that's it. There's my little tidbit for the week. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
And that is absolutely it, my lovely. So I hope you've really enjoyed the episode. It was great fun recording that one, as it is with all of them. If you'd like to connect, I'd love to stay in touch with you. I have a beautiful Facebook group community at bit.ly/The Recovering Perfectionist Crew with all capital T, R, P and C. I have a massive goal this year to get 50,000 downloads on my podcast, and I've got a YouTube show as well. So I'd love for you to help me out if you can by either subscribing to the podcast on iTunes. So if you want to go over and do that now, that would be awesome. If you have a couple of favourite episodes, or if there's one favourite episode that you've really enjoyed, I would love you to share that with anyone who you think would get as much out of it as you have as well. And while you're in iTunes, if you can jump in and give it a review, that would be amazing. iTunes definitely helps out podcasts that have got some good ratings and reviews and some really interactive listeners. So I would really appreciate your help with getting to my goal of 50,000 in 2017. The show is also available over on YouTube. The links are always in the show notes, so you can head over there. So it's The Recovering Perfectionist on YouTube. There's a channel for that as well. So jump in and leave your comments. You can watch all of the episodes in video. So if you want to see what we look like and our crazy hand gestures and facial expressions and all of that sort of thing, absolutely jump in. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel show as well, and then you'll be kept up to date when there's some new episodes that come in there. So yeah, love your support. And if you want to shoot me an email, it's hello@clairebarton.com.au. Always happy to receive your emails and open up a conversation. All right, big love. I'll chat with you soon. Bye.